Here we're adding and subtracting fractions. Compute the sum indicated and simplify your answer. The difference between this problem as opposed to other problems that we've done in the past is that the denominators are different. So our very first step, step 1, find the least common denominator. We are going to denote that by LCD. Now how we find the least common denominator, we take this back to elementary school when we do times tables. So we're going to do the times tables for both 5 and 8. So 5 and 8. So doing times tables, 5 times 1 is 5, times 2 is 10, times 3 is 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and so on. For 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, and so on. Now, the least common denominator is the smallest number that both of these lists have in common. In this particular case, the smallest number that both lists have in common is 40. So the LCD is 40. Now, step 2, rewrite your fractions using the LCD. So this is going to be the meat and potatoes of this problem. So we're going to rewrite 2 over 5 and 4 over 8 as something over 40. So 2 over 5 is going to be something over 40. And 4 over 8 is something over 40. Now, to figure out what the unknown quantity is, we tie this back to some previous problems. 5, so if we look at the denominator of the first fraction, 5 times what gets us 40? Well, times 8. And then 2 times 8 gets us 16. All right, let's try this one more time on the next fraction. 8 times what gets us 40? Well, 5. And then 4 times 5 gets us 20. So now we rewrote both of the fractions using the same denominator. Okay, so now we add those fractions with the same denominator to get our final answer. So now we would have 16 over 40 plus 20 over 40, which would give us 36 over 40. Now, 36 and 40, they're both even numbers, so we would have to reduce them. Now, of course, you can reduce by 2 or you can reduce by larger numbers. If you like, that's perfectly fine. However, we see that they're both reducible by 4. So 36 divided by 4 and 40 divided by 4, that would give us a 9 over 10 for a final answer. Right, so to add fractions or subtract fractions, same thing. You always have to find the least common denominator, rewrite your fractions using that least common denominator, and then add or subtract and reduce in the very end.